Okay, good evening, everybody. I just got really excited a second ago because when I moved this back, I looked up when there was a light, so I thought Dan McCarter put a spotlight on me. I thought we were going there, Dan, but it's just the LCD projector up top. So I want to thank everybody for coming tonight, our families, our friends, our staff members, administrators, have a choice but to come because it's the board meeting. And our honorees. Tonight we're going to be celebrating 8 of our retirees. All in all, they have 212 and a half years between the 8 of them. Four of the honorees have over 30 years, and an average, it's about 26 and a half years per person. So that's amazing. And we have a range of people from different bargaining units and different positions, from our aides and monitors, our registered nurses, our buildings and ground, our teachers, and then we also have central office employees as well. These people range from elementary schools to our middle school to our high school and to our athletic fields. So having a successful career is not easy. And to make their careers successful, they had to rely on their family and friends and their fellow staff members. So we thank all of you for the support that you gave our 8 honorees tonight to make it possible for them to come to work every day during some difficult times, some of them for 37 years, day in and day out. It's amazing. Some of them have been here since their early 20s and spent the greater part of their life making Suffern Central School District their home. So how it's going to work, we're going to call up an administrator, and they're going to call up their honoree who will come up. We're going to hand them a nice bag with something inside of it, and we're going to say nice things about them. And then we'll go through our 8 honorees, and then we'll do a wrap-up at the end. So to start off tonight, I want to welcome up Dr. Andrew Trust from Suffern Middle School.
Hi, everybody. I'd like to start off by thanking the superintendent and the Board of Education for putting together such a wonderful night. It's not often that we get to celebrate those that we work so closely with, and I'm honored to be able to stand up and speak about the one and only Marcy Berkowitz. Come on up, Marcy. It's all right, we'll wait. It's fine. Marcy started working in Suffern Central as a nurse at Suffern Middle School in 2005. For the last 18 years, she's been a fixture in our building. My time working with Marcy could not have been any more unorthodox. We joined forces in September of 2020 while Marcy was helping to keep the doors of Suffern Middle School open during the global pandemic. We literally had never met, and now we were in it together to steer through the uncharted and ever-changing waters of exposures, quarantines, cohorts, and vaccinations. Marcy's meticulous notes will go down in history as she was able to track each student and adult in the building to give them their exact return date depending on their exposure date, exposure length, vaccination status, and so on. Imagine the conversations she had to have when she informed parents that they had to pick their child up from school and they could not come back for 5, 7, or sometimes 10 days. Or even better, imagine the conversations she had to have with teachers when she would tell them that they had to go home and they could not come back for 10 days. She was like a prize fighter going into battle. As time went on, the pandemic waned, it became abundantly clear that Marcy's approach to COVID is also her approach to every aspect of her job. She is a great communicator who understands the importance of the connection between schools and public health. The school's role of enforcing the state and national health requirements to keep us all safe is headed up by the school nurse, and that person must be diligent in their pursuit of keeping everyone healthy. For this, I for one am very appreciative of Marcy. On top of all this, Marcy can laugh, Marcy can smile, and with all the daily challenges in the school building, she doesn't let the hurdles take her down. She is sorely missed at Suffern Middle School, but we wish her and Harold well in their adventures and their adventurous move to Florida. Trust me when I say we've heard all about this house. Congratulations, Marcy.
Thank you, Andrew. I now want to welcome from Cherry Lane Elementary School, Miss Angela Aguilar.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Angela Aguilar. I'm the principal of Cherry Lane Elementary, and today we are here to celebrate and honor Lisa Henriquez. Never mind, I'm stand corrected. She has worked in every elementary building over the course of her career. She spent the first 14 years of her career as a special education teacher and then moved into the general education classroom. What is amazing is that Lisa started out as a young elementary student at Cherry Lane Elementary and is now retiring from that same elementary school that she loved so much as a child. She has a love for our community that started when she was just a little girl, and it continues to grow. Lisa is a talented and compassionate educator that always finds a way to connect with her students, staff, and her family with warmth and understanding. Just last week, there was a parent presenting at Career Day, and Mrs. Enriquez walked by her table and they began to chat. And without hesitation, this mother shared staff who's here tonight, because when you walk into Lisa's classroom, it's like walking into a warm hug or embrace. Everyone feels connected and a part of that classroom. We will miss her greatly, and we are happy and she's renovating. Literacy.
So many loving and genuine teachers who went that extra mile to ensure that I felt loved and supported. The teachers who made a difference in my life took the time and made me believe in myself in ways that I never thought possible. When I chose to become a teacher, I vowed that I would never forget the way these super teachers made me feel, and one day I would pay it forward. So I did. My dream came true. I always wanted to teach in the same district that I went through. What better way to pay it forward when Ramapo Central hired me? Teaching has been my passion for 34 years. Making a positive, inspiring impact on a child's life has always been my driving force. But most of all, having them learn in a fun and safe environment has been the key. Whether I sang or we sang, I danced on the windowsill, the table, they learned and they remembered. When college kids come back to visit and say, Mrs. Enriquez, I'll never forget that time that you taught us place value by singing Beyonce, to the left, you know you did something right. Or when a parent yells from the back of a crowded nail salon, Mrs. Enriquez, are you still dancing on tables? Teaching in so many capacities over these 34 years has allowed me to teach in all of the elementary schools and create many lasting friendships with so many incredible teachers. It's truly evident that Suffern Central continues its tradition of excellence in hiring the best of the best for our children. I will truly miss teaching each day, but I am looking forward to the next chapter of my life with my beautiful family. As I leave Suffern Central as a teacher, that circle will be closed as I walk out of Cherry Lane for the last time. How many people can truly say that they retired from the elementary school that they went to? I leave behind a beautiful school with a questionable future. But it's not about the structure. It's about the people in it who make it. And I thank you, Cherry Lane staff, for the last 15 years of love, of dedication, of respect, professionalism, and most of all, your friendship. I was truly blessed to be among all of you. Wherever you may go, you will be great, and any school is lucky to have you. And I know that in my heart, because no matter where we go, and no matter what we do, once a Cherry Laner, always a Cherry Laner.
Thank you, Lisa and Angela. I now want to welcome up from Viola Elementary School, Christine Druss.
Good evening. Congratulations to all our retirees, and I'd like to call up Rose Shedler. Magical experience and an environment like Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. She takes her students on journeys to engage them. She even gets dressed up. She literally comes dressed to impress for the part with spectacular shoes that even Dr. Castaldo would add to your collection. With a click of her heels, she says there's no place like home, and right before her students' eyes, her classroom is a home, a comforting and nurturing place each and every day. She's also like the third little pig in Mindset in The Three Little Pigs. She builds her house of bricks. She's a staunch advocate for her students, and she literally wraps them in safety and takes her chickabiddies, as she lovingly calls them, under her wing all year long. She has been doing just that since 1985 at St. Mary's Catholic School in Cloister, New Jersey. She's been teaching for 35 years in Suffern Central School District. She was with Sloatsburg for 15 years and 20 years at Viola. I asked her what her favorite memory was. She said seeing her daughter Sarah in the hallways at Viola. Yes, her daughter got to bring her mom to school every single day. Her funniest memory was when a student slipped a petition to fire her on the bulletin board outside her room. It's funny now, wasn't so funny then. But did I mention she really is like a mom when our kids get mad at us because we love them so much? Her favorite school event was curriculum night, and that makes perfect sense, as this was where she could make her parents feel at home and see all their children were lucky to learn and do all the things that were part of her new home in Arkansas. It's gorgeous. I love the guest room. I'm happy to come. She says she's also going to do Pilates. I think I skipped that one. At golf, so we'll have to do the gardening maybe that she's looking forward to do, and having lots of grandchildren to spoil. She's also looking forward to boating on the Gulf with her husband, Larry. I know you all join me in wishing her a wonderful next chapter. Let's applaud her and spread lots of wishes with the sparkle of joy, health, and many grandchildren to spoil. I just said to her, every morning she evaluates my aura and tells me if I'm beautiful, if I got the right color on. So I just asked her if I had the right color. She said I looked good.
Thank you very much. Now I want to welcome from the high school, Pat Breen.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to all the retirees. Always a special evening. I'd like to start by introducing Miss Bonnie Cellino. Please come on down from Suffern High School. I know, it's very awkward. All right. Bonnie has been an invaluable member of the Suffern Central community, and specifically Suffern High School, for many years, probably 20 years, Bonnie, or so. Throughout her tenure at Suffern, Bonnie has exemplified dedication, compassion, and commitment to the well-being of our students and staff, from comforting anxious freshmen seeking clearance to play a high school sport for the first time, to providing essential care for our entire community. She's been a pillar of strength and support, especially during the difficult and uncertain times we faced during COVID. It was that time that our interactions became almost hourly, and I think for a brief period, we started running away from each other when we saw each other coming. Yeah, it's one of those deals. In all seriousness, I've had the privilege of witnessing firsthand the profound impact Bonnie's had on our students' lives. Her calm and reassuring presence in the nurse's office has provided a sense of security to our students, ensuring that they felt safe and cared for in times of illness and injury. But Bonnie was more than just a medical professional. She went above and beyond her duties, taking the time to seize opportunities to educate our students about health and wellness, and instilling in them the importance of self-care and healthy habits. She was an advocate for preventative measures, always striving to promote a culture of well-being within our school and district. It's impossible to measure the impact Bonnie has had on Suffern Central School District and the lives she's touched. Her genuine patience and empathy have certainly had a profound impact on me, and I am grateful for having worked with and learned from you, Bonnie. On behalf of the entire Suffern Central District community, I'd like to express our deepest gratitude to Bonnie for her exceptional service to our school community. As Bonnie embarks on this new chapter of her life, we extend our warmest wishes for a joyous and fulfilling retirement spent with family and loved ones. Thank you for all you've done for Suffern High School. Oh, yes. Okay. No, absolutely.
Okay. I haven't anything prepared, but I feel I've come full circle. I'm a graduate of Suffern High School. My children attended Suffern High School. Entering the healthcare profession, never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I would return to Suffern School District, but I did. And now 20 years later, I feel as if I've come full circle because now I'm retiring from the district. And I thank all of you, and I thank Suffern for everything it has been and continues to be for my family. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce Ms. Vanetta Miles. Please come on down. Vanetta is retiring from her position as a student aide in the Suffern Central School District. Vanetta worked in the district for 21 years. She worked in our English, earth science, and chemistry classes, to name just a few. Throughout her time at Suffern High School, Vanetta has been an exceptional leader, mentor, and advocate for our students. Her commitment to ensuring that each and every student received the support services they needed has been nothing short of remarkable. Vanetta has dedicated herself to fostering an inclusive and nurturing environment where every student has the opportunity to thrive and achieve personal excellence. As the leader of our aides and monitors, Vanetta provided invaluable guidance and served as an inspiration to those she mentored. Her dedication and passion for helping others have left an indelible mark on our school community. Vanetta was instrumental in ensuring that all of our students received the necessary support and accommodations to succeed both academically and emotionally. Through her compassion and advocacy, Vanetta has aided our students to overcome these challenges and reach their full potential, and has been a source of strength, guidance, and support during their educational journey. I also want to acknowledge and extend my gratitude for the positive contributions you made to the culture and climate of Suffern High School over the years. Your role as a president, student club advisor, and the dance team, as student aide, Vanetta was involved tremendously in all aspects of our school, more than you could ask for. You certainly made Suffern High School a better place, and I'm very grateful for that. Lastly, I want to take this opportunity to wish you a happy and healthy retirement filled with relaxation, joy, and a lot of dancing, which I know you like to do.
Just very quickly, I just wanted to thank Pat and everyone in this room. As a matter of fact, all of you are new, because when I was starting my journey here and my fight for our union, none of you all were here, so I kind of like outworked everybody. So now you guys are off the hook. You don't have to, battle with me any longer. But I didn't have the same journey as other people that were here. I went to a different high school, lived in a different town and district, but I grew up with a family that was very active in the civil rights, human rights, and my mother, God rest her soul, was one of the Rockland County recipients of the Rockland County Civil Rights Hall of Fame. I have one of our dear friends with us, Constance Frazier, who was with us, brought me up as a child. So that was my journey. That's where my battle began with my family and my friends that are here. And I just, my journey was different, but I stayed the course. And, I made many friends, and even I went through certain schools and I thought maybe they were trying to get rid of me, but I saved all of the thank you notes, and we love you, Mrs. Miles, and we want you to stay. And so, and I guess what I was doing in one school, they wanted me to continue in other schools, and so that was my journey, and I loved every minute of it, and I'm so grateful for it. So thank you all.
Thank you so much, Pat. So I don't get to work as closely with everybody in the district, but both Bonnie and Panetta were presidents of their respective units. So I do have to say, it was an absolute pleasure working with both of you. You were both very passionate about your units. And Panetta, I don't think I ever told you this, Panetta, but during COVID, when we were Zooming at home, we were having a nice conversation online, and my wife came afterwards and said, "Who is that woman? I really like to meet her. She sounded so energetic and passionate." So it definitely shined through. So we have 3 more honorees who, unfortunately, their supervisors or principals weren't able to be here tonight. So Dr. Gunnarsson and myself have the honor of presenting them. So first, I'm going to welcome up Dr. Eric Gunnarsson.
Thank you, Larry. Just an absolutely incredible evening where we get to honor the folks who have spent very large portions of their lives serving the students here in Suffern Central. And I want to thank all of you for being as enthusiastic and passionate, and from what we're seeing and hearing this evening, probably more effective in these last years than you were when you first started out. And that has to be a wonderful feeling as an educator, to know that you're deciding to retire when you're at the top of your game. And I want to thank you for your loyalty and dedication to all of our students. And speaking of someone who is equally, probably, if not more passionate about the work that she does every day today, I'd like to welcome up Eleni Polagudis from Sloatsburg Elementary up to the podium. Can I give you a hug to start? When unfortunately Vanessa wasn't here this evening to give her comments, and Billy Castellane, who was your principal, was not available. I'm being serious. They really wanted to be here, but they both had different commitments that I know that you're well aware of. And I was asked to give the comments. I thought, holy cow, this is fantastic, because you were the person who, from the very beginning, my first, second, at least my first week 2 years ago when I started here, you welcomed me into this district in such a genuine and warm way that I truly recognized that I was going to feel at home here in Suffern Central. And so I'm really honored to give these comments today on your behalf. So I happened to be at Sloatsburg Elementary this morning, and I bumped into David Fishkin. And David Fishkin said, "How you doing, Eric?" And I said, "I'm doing great." I'm like, "It's going to be a fantastic day because I get to give remarks about Eleni tonight." And he goes, and I have to read this because it was beautiful. He goes ahead and, like, exasperated, goes, "Oh, Eleni does so many things that all of her students benefit from. She's amazing." How great is that when that's the person's first comment? Kathleen Reed, on the other hand, had to spend a little bit of time because she's like, "There's way too much. There's way too much to comment on. I need to think about this. I'll email you." She clearly spent a lot of time. She emailed me back and she said, "Eleni is always willing to help others. She puts all of her students first. And you know what? She knows that school has to be academically challenging, but also a lot of fun." And I know that when I step into your classroom and I see what's happening, there's always activity. There's really good chatter going on. Kids are having fun in your class. And I'm sure that your progression as an educator has been challenging. It can't be easy, right? And I know that you graduated from Mercy College way back in, well, we won't necessarily say the year, but it was a while ago, over 3 decades ago. And you got a little taste of what, at the time, Ramapo Central, now Suffern Central, was all about. You spent time as a teaching assistant at R.P. Connor School. You loved it so much that you wanted to apply and become a teacher in the district. And sure enough, just like that, somebody saw a rock star, and you spent your first year at Viola School. Then after that, I think it was about 19 years you spent at Montebello, finished or so at Sloatsburg. What an incredible tenure record that is. All but one elementary school. You did share with me today that through your time here, you've served with 9 different principals. And I thought about this and I thought, I'm afraid to ask her how many superintendents she served with. Not how many superintendents you serve with, but 9 different principals. And certainly I know that if you have been as big an anchor for a school building that you are now in Sloatsburg that I see, I'm sure you had that same impact on so many principals. You are a natural born leader and teacher. You were the first person to invite me into the classroom to read to students. And I will never forget that feeling that you gave me, and I'm sure you gave so many of our administrators by welcoming them into a classroom. And that's a nice classroom too, by the way. That couch and that little nook that you have there, you're really gonna miss that spot. And I'm sure there are people, maybe that's why they're all here, they're vying for that spot at Sloatsburg Elementary. But in all seriousness, you are a warm, welcoming, no nonsense, yet compassionate educator. And Vanessa did want to say a couple of things. She wanted me to make sure that I mentioned that you are the go-to person for her. You're the person she leans on. She's been a first-year principal, and she knows that she has an advocate and a support structure in you. And she knows equally that you care and you know a lot about each of the students that you've served. Billy wanted to make sure that you knew that he saw that your students always came first. And then he said something a little weird here. Maybe you're going to understand what it's all about. He goes, "But I'm really going to miss her cakes." Apparently, you make the most amazing cakes. I see nods in the head. Maybe it's Sloatsburg. Your impact, Eleni, on students has just been incredible. You have had close to 1,000 students go through your individual classroom throughout your career. And when you think that those students span the range of they're in their 40s to they're in their single digits right now, right? Think about that trickle-down effect that your impact has had on them. And of course, one of the things you said to me today was, "Eric, I'd love to come back to Suffern in some capacity." And what better message to send out to this community than someone who's retiring who doesn't really want to leave. So with that, I have chills. I thank you for your pride in Suffern and for what you do every day for our students. And thank you for what you do for me and all of your colleagues. Congratulations. You're awesome. You're awesome.
So I found out if I stay 2 more years, I will have a child of a child. So I think it's time to go. At Sloatsburg too. All right. I just want to say thank you everyone for being here tonight. Special thanks to my husband, Tony, my 4 children, Stephen, Carly, Dina, and Luke, and my mom, Mary. 2 out of my 3 children, actually 3 out of my 3 children are actually teachers too. My youngest is not. He's more financial and economics and business, but we still love you too. For the last 33 years, Suffern Central has been my second home and family. Literally, I think I opened the doors with the custodians, and I think I used to close the doors with the custodians. Working 4 elementary schools, 9 principals, like you said, I have made great friendships throughout the district. Many colleagues that are sitting here tonight have made a difference in my life, and I am thankful for each and every one of you. I knew I wanted to become a teacher the moment I met Anita Koth. She was my first grade teacher. She's 94 years old right now. I talk to her all the time, and I actually student taught with her. When I student taught with her, she actually blew up my first grade picture and put it up on the wall. The kids didn't look at me, they looked at her and said, "Oh, wow, you're old." But again, I went to Pearl River Schools, had a great education there too, but working for Suffern Central and Rampo Central, I knew that was the school district I wanted to be in because of the great opportunities that I have here and what you guys do, what we do for the kids. Thank you again for a wonderful teaching career. You will all be missed, but like you said, I would love to come back and do something with the district still. Thank you very much. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much. Oh. Now I'd like to welcome Mark Neville. All right, so it's my privilege to be able to speak on behalf of Mark, our longest serving member of the Buildings and Grounds crew, and our longest serving honoree tonight with 37 years in the district. And that's a 12-month 37 years too, day in and day out. So Mark started in the district in July of 1986. We stole him from the Wawa Public School District, right? Our neighboring school district there in Jersey. Initially, Mark was assigned to Connor as a custodial worker, which he did for 2 years. And then in 1989 became a custodian 1 and relocated to Sloatsburg. In 2001, he transitioned to his current grounds worker position. So now when I get the privilege of speaking on somebody, I have access to the deep, dark corners of Hilburn where I'm able to do a deep dive into the secret files. So I understand, Mark, that you once or multiple times substituted as a substitute teacher in the district. And if I'm correct, you have your bachelor's in elementary education from St. Thomas Aquinas College, correct? So yes. And I read through some letters in your file that some of the principals had put in for some of the great things that you did. Helping out at Olympic Day, volunteering to help out at Sloatsburg School Fun Day, and then there was something about an outdoor education camping trip. I'm not sure what that is. It sounds interesting. It happened in the 90s. I don't know if it's still going on today. I don't think so. But it was funny because when I was reading the letter, it said, and it said to each of you, you were fantastic to all the people that went. Like the New York Yankees, you truly functioned in an unselfish as a multi-talented team. So that was the 96 Yankees. So that was the first of their new run there. So to be compared to the 96 Yankees and O'Neill and Strawberry, Bernie Williams, that must have been some camping trip that you guys had. So Mark himself does a lot for our sports and helping to make them very successful. He's worked very closely with Andy Guccione over the years to ensure that all of our sporting events were prepped and ready to go. He always has been the go-to guy with answers related to all sporting event preparation questions. In fact, his own peers in his unit look for him for guidance in performing their individual ground duties and related tasks that they need. So some people shared just some interesting things about you, that you like to go on vacation once a year. Usually you go to Scottsdale, Arizona, because that's where your brother is, I think. But they say that he always goes around Thanksgiving because Scottsdale is so darn hot, right? And so every year they know Thanksgiving, Mark's going to Scottsdale, Arizona to get out of to avoid the heat there. Some of your other members described you as a gentle giant. He's one of those individuals who's dedicated his whole life to serving the Suffern Central School District community and has proudly done so. So Mark will be sincerely missed within the Suffern Central School District, and each time you can step out on an athletic field, you can know that Mark played a huge role in keeping those maintained in an excellent shape for all of our students and coaches to succeed in. So thank you so much, Mark, for 37 wonderful years in the district. Thank you very much. And last but certainly not least, Rena Gessner. So it's my honor to be able to speak on behalf of Rena, who I've got to work with for 3.5 years before you left last winter. So prior to coming to Suffern, she was in the Nyack Central School District. So we stole you from a neighboring school district as well. And you were, yes. She was initially hired as an administrative assistant, and then the year later became our purchasing supervisor, which is a huge responsibility because she has to say no to a lot of people. Very drawn out no, yes, but she always explains it. It's still no, but she always explains it. So going through your evaluations, the theme, because she wore multiple hats, as a lot of people do, besides being our purchasing supervisor, she was also our transportation supervisor, which, as you know, especially in recent years, has become a huge, huge undertaking and a huge puzzle that has to get put together every year. So the theme of your evaluations, especially the most recent ones, was your ability to work with our bus company, with our transportation routes, our various schools, parents, and students to get them, all of them, I mean, over 5,000 students, to school on a daily basis safely and efficiently. So some of the comments on your evaluations: Rena is always very pleasant and courteous to coworkers, students, and staff and parents. Rena has excellent work ethic. She's flexible, always willing to go the extra mile. No pun intended with the transportation there, I'm sure. See what I did there? Rena is a positive influence on others, and her work ethic is excellent. But if Rena's like me, she doesn't really care about evaluations. She would care more about the people who work with her on a daily basis and what they have to say. So some of the people I reached out to in Hillburn, and these are some of the things that they said. Rena is a professional, dedicated and supportive. She is a good friend and a good listener. I will miss her smile and her everyday good morning greeting. Rena was always so kind and very thoughtful. Whenever needed, Rena was willing to lend a hand. She will be greatly missed. Rena brought Southern hospitality and charm to the district office, and specifically transportation. She is whip smart and a quick study with tons of personality, and she knew how to diffuse a crisis and resolve impossible demands with ease. Rena has a festive and generous spirit, exemplified by beautiful holly she shared with the district every year at the holidays. Working with Rena was a very positive experience. She will be truly missed. The thing, and when I say the thing, this is not me saying this is someone else. The thing I always thought about Rena was that she was a true Southern lady. No matter what was happening, she never got the transportation department level and focused. She always encouraged me to do my best work, to communicate effectively with parents and administrators, and to ensure that our students' transportation needs were always met. So those are just some of the things that your coworker said about you, Rena, and that can't be a greater compliment than that, knowing that you impacted people's lives on a daily basis. So I want to wish you happiness in your retirement and thank you for all your service to us, and we appreciate all you've done. Thank you.
Sure.
And I too, you know, following all of these other great, I guess, past employees now or future retirees, thank you so much to Suffern Central. I have to say it was a very interesting job. There was never a dull moment, but I think most people in the school industry can say that. I learned a lot. I met a lot of great people, worked with really smart people, and it was a pleasure, and thank you.
Thank you, Rena. So not all of them are past employees. They still have to show up on time tomorrow. So I just want to thank everybody for coming. I want to thank Janet Ganacchio for all the great food out there. There is still plenty of food left. So in a minute, we're going to take a recess before the official board meeting starts. So we're going to ask you go and to help yourself to more of the treats over there. I want to thank Heather for putting together tonight with the invitation list and the gift bags. Angela Corbo in my office for sending out the invitations, the board, the administrators who spoke tonight, the administrators who came in support of our retirees, to all the staff that are here to support their coworkers. Very appreciative. Again, as I said, you know, their success is due to you as well. To their family and friends, and then finally to the honorees, we wish you the best for all you've done for Suffern Central School District. Have a great night. Please enjoy. We're going to take about a 5-minute recess.